Kola Peninsula makes up part of the Murmansk region and lies within the Arctic Circle. To the north, it's washed by the Barents Sea, while in the south, it's met by the White Sea. The region is known as the gateway to the Arctic. This is the starting point of most sightseeing routes around the Kola Peninsula. Timofey Rogozin has been in the business of taking tourists to Murmansk nature reserves for many years.
From here, we will set out from the mainland of the Kola Peninsula to the Sredny and Rybachi peninsulas. They are the farthest tips in the northwest of our country. Norway lies beyond them.
Numerous military bases were stationed in the Barents Sea during the Cold War. After the collapse of the Iron Curtain, these places became open for tourists. Today, it's possible to see the maneuvers of the nuclear submarines.
That's where this country's best-kept secret is. Our nuclear undersea fleet is based there. But you can feast your eyes upon all kinds of submarines that regularly surface in Kutovaya Bay that are protected by patrol boats.
On the other side of the Kola Peninsula, the Varsaga River empties into the White Sea. The village of Varsaga is situated on both sides of the estuary, 15 kilometers from the sea. Tides raise the water in the river to a height of up to 10 meters and increase its salt content. The high tide makes it impossible to bridge the river, so a motorboat serves as the local taxi service. Once a week, Orthodox priest Father Mitrofan takes a ferry to meet his flock and hold services in a church on the opposite bank.
This is where the first Russian settlements appeared on the Kola Peninsula. The original settlers were coast dwellers. They made their homes on these banks and mingled with local Karelians and indigenous Laplanders. Here we have a mixture of populations.
Fishing has always been the main source of income for local people. Salmon was caught in the river and the rest from the sea. Small boats manned by 3 or 4 fishermen were able to stand up to the heavy seas. But in truth, back then, only half the fishermen survived beyond the age of 40.
Anyone going to sea in the north must know beforehand that they might never be coming back. They might simply vanish into eternity. A strong gust of wind might bring heavy snow with it, with the result that they wouldn't be able to see a thing. In other words, they feel that facing the sea is like facing God. The riches of this land used to be the breeding ground of numerous rivalries. The sea's fish is, of course, in great demand.
Early settlers built seaside hamlets on the Kola Peninsula before they started making their homes in villages. They lived here throughout the year, waiting for the summer fishing season to start. Alexander Komarovsky and his son have reconstructed a fisherman's settlement typical of the ones that existed in the late 19th century on the White Sea coast.
We have put it all up where it used to stand. We have been trying to be as historically accurate as we can. As for what is left of the old nets, we don't even touch them.
Today, Alexander takes visitors on a tour of his open-air museum. Guests can stay at his place for several days. Alexander treats them to fish caught only a short while ago and tells them about the life of the coast dwellers 100 years ago. An exact replica of a barn features a collection of objects found here and in other settlements.
They made boats with the help of specially treated pine or birch roots. Basically, a boat is made of boards joined together with birch ropes, going through holes in the boards. That's what the coast dwellers needed birch for. Birch bark is used to make backpacks, shoes, baskets, and kitchenware. You can boil water in a kettle made of birch bark. The easiest way is to put hot stones from a bonfire in it.
A coast dweller's family had to struggle to survive in the rigors of the country's far north. But although they spent half their lives at sea, they never learned to swim. Anyone who ended up in the water, even in summer, died of exposure within just 10 minutes.
The White Sea coast is a remarkable area for learning something interesting. Truly, it's a magic place. Here you can marvel at the infinite diversity of the natural environment.
The humble nature of the North hides a captivating beauty which never fails to attract tourists. Each year, many people return to go over the same routes once more. And in spite of the rigorous living conditions, there are some who are even willing to move here.
Everybody who travels with us knows how much I love this hut.
Timofey's dream is to purchase a house and a small plot around it. With a high, windswept waterside, it's always cold here. But Timofey and his son Leonid keep coming back.
It is a divine place. Because of the wind, the cold weather, and the ocean.